Good morning. Oh, so sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Please, let's have our seats. If you're outside, please come in. Thank you all for being here, ladies and gentlemen. It's my absolute pleasure to be your host for this afternoon occasion. My name is Esther Deyonjo. I'm the team lead corporate communications for CIPM. I say welcome to this historic occasion. Please, a round of applause. I really appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. We're all looking beautiful. We're looking handsome. And before we start this occasion and go to the recognition of dignitaries, we're going to start with the national anthem. And so may I humbly request that you please stand while we take the national anthem before we go to the Institute's Code of Conduct. Thank you. Please, let's have a seat. All right, so I would acknowledge the presence of the President and Chairman of the Governing Council of CIPM, Malam Ahmed Ladan Gobiu of CIPM FNLI. Please, as I'm calling them, just be giving them a round of applause. Yes, that's the President. And we also have in our midst the Vice President of CIPM, Mrs. Chidima Obejese, FCIPM. Thank you for coming, ma'am. We also have in our midst the National Treasurer, Mrs. Ogochukwu Egbono, FCIPM. And then we'll have the Registrar and Chief Executive, Ms. Oluwatoyin Naiwo, FCIPM. Also in our midst is the immediate past president and who currently also serves as a board member for WFPMA, Mr. Olusegun Mojid, FCIPM, FNLI. And guess what? We have two distinguished past presidents in our midst. Are we not lucky? First of all, I'm going to be acknowledging the presence of Mr. Victor Eburajola, CIPM FNLI, who was the vice president. He was the president of the institute from 2004 to 2007. How many of us were here at that time? Wow. The director of membership is director. That's an institutional knowledge. Thank you for coming, sir. He's also the chairman of the occasion. We are so happy to have you in our midst, sir. And we also have another distinguished past president, Dr. Abiola Popola, CIPM. Thank you for coming, sir. We are so happy to see you. You know, when you walked in, I was like, how do I greet this distinguished, past president? I was fidgeting, but again, I said, okay, that's very approachable, sir. That's beautiful, sir. Thank you for coming here, sir. He's also the keynote speaker for today's session, and he will be speaking on continuous learning as a platform for HR excellence. Also in our midst, we have the Deputy Registrar, Mr. Ben Godet in the CIPM. And then we also have, before we go into that, I'm sure the representative of the HR Academy will pass the paper, so I'll be able to recognize important dignitaries that we have here. If I do recognize you as at now, please pardon me. I'm waiting to be briefed on other dignitaries that are here in our midst. And then we also acknowledge over 100 attendees online. Please let's clap for them. We have here one of our elected council member, Mr. Adeyemi Ajayi, CIPM. We also have, we have some of the members of the governing council in our midst also. Thank you all for coming. So as we go into the event proper of today, please a round of applause for all of you that are here. Please clap for yourself. Thank you for coming. So to lead us into the Institute Code of Conduct, I'm going to call on the Registrar and Chief Executive, Ms. Oluwatoyin Naiwo, FCIPM, as she takes the Institute Code of Conduct. Please a round of applause for her. Thank you. We're going to be clapping. We're going to begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a momentous occasion for us at the Institute. So I expected a warm good afternoon. And for those that are online, 69, even more, can I ask that you also unmute yourselves and say good afternoon? Let's just create a bit of uproar in this room today because we are celebrating. So unmute yourselves, please. We do not want you to be excluded. Unmute yourselves and say good afternoon. So when I say good afternoon, you echo back and say good afternoon. Good afternoon, our distinguished guests at today's lunch, the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Coach Abidako.
Governor Council.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. The President and Chairman of the Governing Council, Malam Ahmed Ladan Gobil, FCIPM FNLI, the Vice President, Mrs. Chidima Obiejesi, FCIPM, the National Treasurer, Mrs. Ogochukwu Ebuonu, FCIPM, the immediate past President, Mr. Olusegun Mojid, FCIPM FNLI, the distinguished past presidents here. So I'm not good enough to even call you by your name. I'm still going to call it, sir. Mr. Victor Eburajola, FCIPM MNI. Past President, Dr. Abiola Popola, FCIPM. Sir, I said I'm Omuluabi. So I said good afternoon, sir. The representative, the Head of Service of Lagos State, Mrs. Lasufomi Oyebola, FCIPM, also a fellow of the Institute that's representing Mr. Olabode Agbowo, MCIPM. Elected council members present online. I'm sure President would also mention you. I think President is better at this than I am. I'm trying to figure out where you're all at. Our governing council members, distinguished fellows of the Institute in this room and also online. HQ staff and those joining us online, all invited guests, members of the Institute, I say good afternoon once again, and welcome to the CIPM HR Leadership Academy launch happening today, Tuesday, 2nd September 2025. I don't think you can even get the excitement in my voice because nobody is joining me. I should be hearing that resounding round of applause. This is another milestone for the Institute. Congratulations to leadership and the entire Governing Council and all members of CIPM. At this point, I would ask us to please rise as we take the Institute Code of Conduct, and you recite after me. And when you get to I, you insert your name and your membership grade. If you're not a member of the Institute, just drop a chat in there. Give us your telephone number, your email address, your name, and we'll swiftly welcome you to the Institute. We'll take you through the process. We'll be glad to have you join this prestigious institute. Thank you. Our Code of Conduct. The Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, as the apex regulatory body for human resource management practice in Nigeria, is committed to the highest possible standards of professional conduct and competency among its members. Therefore, as a member of the Institute, I pledge that I shall at all times carry out my duties and responsibilities with integrity and diligence, demonstrate competence and ethical behavior in all my business, professional, and personal activities. Respect the laws of the land. Encourage and then place acceptable processes and procedures in the practice of human resource management within my sphere of influence. Endeavor to make personal decisions after considering all options, of which resignation may be one, in defense of this code of conduct. Where there are conflicts between my professional obligations and the expectations of my job roles. So help me God. Please, I must acknowledge the presence of our CIPM HR Advisory Board, Academy Advisory Board, and also the members of the Professional Development and Learning Committee responsible for these great events today. Please, let's give them a round of applause. My apologies, I want to earn my salary in September too. My sincere apologies for meeting you. You're duly recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. So in our midst, we have a representative of the head of service for Lagos State Government, Mrs. Who is also the permanent secretary for the Public Service Office, Mrs. Sukomi Oyegbola, FCIPM. Thank you for coming, ma. And then we also have the representative of ICANN, who is representing the ICANN president. There's also the HR director for ICANN, Mr. Ayobami Abusongo, ACIPM. He's not here. He's representing the registrar. I'm so sorry. President representing, okay. We're so happy to have ICANN people in our midst. See, we have two people, one representing the registrar for ICANN and the president of ICANN. Please, a round of applause for them. Thank you for coming. And then we also have in our midst our learning delivery partners. We have P for PE, Mr. Joel Omeke. Thank you for coming, sir. We also have one of our learning delivery partners, Mr. Innocent Osege, FCIP. I'm so sorry, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. And it's CIPM, by the way. Thank you for coming. So we're taking off right now. We are taking off, we're flying. And the fourth person to take us on this first phase of the journey is the President and the Chairman of the Governing Council, Malam Ahmed Ladan Gobil, CIPM FNLI, for his welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Vice President, Mrs. Chidima Justina Obiejesi, FCIPM, the National Treasurer, Mrs. Ogochukwu Egbuonu, FCIPM, the Registrar and Chief Executive, Ms. Oluwatoyin Naiwo, FCIPM, our immediate past President, Mr. Olusegun Mojeed, FCIPM, FNLI, elected council members here present and online, esteemed members of the Governing Council, our distinguished past President, Mr. Victor Eburajolo, FCIPM MNI, who is also the chairman of today's occasion, Dr. Abiola Popola, FCIPM, who is also our keynote speaker for today, the Permanent Secretary, Public Service Office of the Head of Civil Service of Lagos State, Mrs. Sunkanmi Oyebola, FCIPM, who is here representing the Head of Service, members of the Advisory Board of the CIPM HR Leadership Academy, again, ably led by Madam Vice President, fellows of our esteemed institute, members of our institute, staff of the CIPM HQ, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all. Today is not just another day in our calendar. It is a historic milestone for us. It is the day we plant a seed that will keep growing for generations to come. Today, we are not just unveiling an initiative. We are planning to shape the future. A future where continuous learning is no longer a catchphrase, but the heartbeat of people management in Nigeria and across Africa. As John F. Kennedy once said, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Indeed, the success of our profession, our businesses, and even our nation depends on how well we embrace lifelong learning. When we conceived the idea of this academy, it was not born out of a desire to tick a box, nor was it created to score points. It was born out of deep reflection, careful planning, and the recognition of a gap that must be filled. This is an academy created for impact, for transformation, and for the future. And at this point, I'd like to specially acknowledge my very indefatigable Vice President, Mrs. Chidima Justina Obiejesi. The HR Academy was one of the first things she spoke to me about as soon as I became president. And I'm glad that we're having a formal launch of the HR Academy today. Mrs. Obiejesi, thank you very much. You see, we live in a world where skills have a shelf life of just 3 to 5 years, according to the World Economic Forum. By 2030, it is projected that over 1 billion people will need to be reskilled to remain relevant in the workplace. Now let us bring it home. In Nigeria, 70% of organizations now agree that continuous learning is no longer optional. It is the heartbeat of competitiveness. And as Alvin Toffler once said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn unlearn, and relearn. That, my distinguished professional colleagues, is the foundation of this academy. To equip today's HR professionals and leaders with the capacity not just to manage people, but to reimagine work, redefine leadership, and reinvent organizations in a constantly changing world. This academy is the first of its kind in our space. It is a platform deliberately designed to provide cutting-edge, evidence-based learning for HR leaders, for decision makers, and for people managers. What distinguishes it is its blend of local realities with global best practices. It is an academy that sits at the intersection of theory and practice, of vision and execution, of today's challenges and tomorrow's opportunities. We are not just building an institution, we are building a legacy. We are not just training professionals, we will be shaping leaders who in turn will shape nations. And what better way to launch this monumental initiative than in the presence of our own distinguished giants, past presidents. Permit me to warmly acknowledge once again Mr. Burajolo, FCIPM MNI, our distinguished past president and chairman of today's occasion. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your dedication and for graciously agreeing to lead us in this special launch. When we speak of commitment to the Institute, you embody it. Always present, always supportive, and never weary of contributing to our programs. Each time we call, we are confident of finding you in the forefront. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir, for your consistency and steadfast support always. And of course, Dr. Abiola Popola, FCIPM, another of our very great past presidents, who today will deliver the keynote. Sir, who else could we have called upon to lend weight to this occasion but you? Thank you for honoring us with your presence and for lending your voice to this noble cause. Thank you for your wisdom and for your constant support of the Institute. To all our other dear past presidents, including my immediate past president, Olusegun Mojid, please note that your presence here today is more than symbolic. It is in fact prophetic. It signals that this academy is not just about today's CIPM. It is about continuity, heritage, and the passing of the torch from one generation of leadership to another. And again, a big shout out to our incredible CIPM advisory board, led by our own dear Vice President, Mrs. Chidinma Obiejesi, FCIPM, the Professional Development and Learning Committee, and our Powerhouse HQ Learning Team, led by the Deputy Registrar, by Dr. Olumuyiwa Oludayo, and of course, the indefatigable professional, of course, among them who leads the L&D team. You have poured your time, energy, and brilliance into this project. And today, we are reaping the rewards. This success story has your fingerprints all over it. And we truly appreciate the magic you have made happen. Thank you to our dear members present here physically and virtually. I hear we have over 180 people joining virtually. 100 plus, I'm told now. We see you all. We recognize you. And we say thank you once again. They say that the best way to predict the future is to create it. With this academy, CIPM is creating that future, one HR leader at a time. So ladies and gentlemen, I say welcome to the dawn of a new era in people management. Welcome to the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. Before I round up, did I acknowledge John Mote? John Mote, That's the head of the L&D team. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Please, a round of applause for Mr. President. That was such an inspiring welcome address. And thank you, sir, for laying the foundation of today's Academy's launch. And while he was speaking, a representative of the High Camp President, Malam Aruno Yahaya. Yahaya. Thank you, President, for helping me with the correct pronunciation. Dr. Kisley Ayozia. Where is he? Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you. Indeed, there's something I picked up from the president's speech, and the fact that indeed we can all agree that the future of HR leadership looks brighter with such an initiative as this. Can we all agree? We all agree. All right, to drive us further is the trailblazer, a driving force behind the advisory board of the HR Leadership Academy. And she's no other person than the vice president and also the chairman of the advisory board of the academy, Mrs. Chidima Justina Obiejese, FCIPM. Over to you, sir. Over to you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esther. Good afternoon, everyone. The registrar said she stood here and she was excited. Maybe I should have come with drums and musicians to dance, and you will soon find out why. The president and chairman of our governing council, Malam Ahmed Ladan Gobre. I would appeal for your indulgence to rest on protocol well established by the president a few minutes ago, and we'll just go straight. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and excitement that I welcome you to this historic occasion, the official launch of our CIPM HR Leadership Academy. Today, we are not just unveiling a program, we are igniting a movement to equip, empower, elevate HR professionals across every stage of their career. From fresh entrants to seasoned C-suite executives. This academy will serve as a launchpad for cutting-edge learning, strategic upskilling, and the evolution of HR as a transformative force in Nigeria and beyond. The president gave a quote earlier: the best way to predict the future is to create it. Through this academy, fellow practitioners, we are creating a future where HR leaders are not just administrators of policy, but architects of culture, champions of innovation, and custodians of organizational excellence. Our vision is clear: to set a clear standard for professional growth and industry relevance that is globally aligned, data-driven, and deeply rooted in the value of integrity, service, and impact. This academy, I can assure you, will be a compass, the map, and the guide for every HR professional who aspires to lead with purpose and then with influence. Let us embrace this moment as a call to action, to learn, to lead, and to leave a legacy that will inspire generations of people managers to come. I'm here to say a very brief story. Then you will understand why I'm excited. About 2 years ago, precisely in early 2024, we had in our culture of visit to our founding fathers, our past presidents, and others. I was in the team with the immediate past president, Mr. Olusegun Mojeed, FCIPM, to visit Otumba S.A. Oladune, our past president, FCIPM. I had wished he's here today. A moment of giving him updates, we so proudly related our humble achievements, which included, of course, that CIPM now have a presence. And we were very proud of that humble achievement. He listened with rapt attention And when we had finished all our narration, feeling very good, like, a child that came first in school, our past president, Otumba, in his response, thanked us, welcomed us, and told us that, well, he's excited that we have a presence in Abuja. However, if we had told him that anybody can build a house, I was like, what's going on here? Anybody can buy a house. Houses are everywhere. But if we had told him that we have a knowledge center, an edifice that would aid in policy making, in sharing knowledge, in building future HR professionals, he would have started dancing. Paola Duni, I hope you still have your dancing shoes on. Because today, that singular comment, yes, HR Academy was in the offer and people were talking about it. We had thought about it. But that singular comment was the wheel, the fuel that fueled the car and increased the speed so that our target for this academy was even last year. So at this time we were late. We're already late based on our target. We then made up our mind that if our past presidents want this, it will happen, not just for themselves, for our institute, and for the profession. With that, I want to give special recognition to our past presidents here seated and all those who are not here to say, we appreciate you. Is the that grace our feet to God. We thank you for being there for us always. CIPM is a lucky institute because even when you finish serving, they are always here with us, always here for us, always here, providing that guidance. Era.
Thank you, Ma. I actually like the storytelling of president. She was able to let us see where we're coming from, started this part, bet this academy, and where we're also headed. Thank you. Right about now, we hold due humility. I will be calling on one of the respected HR leader, who is also the chairman of the occasion. And there's something the president mentioned that when we call, he's always there. The first time I had an encounter with the past president was at the 56th International Conference, and I came early to do it. And guess who I met at Chida Hotel? I met Mr. Victor Eburajolo, and then we went to greet him. And he mentioned one thing. He said that he would always be present at every event of the institute as long as he's still alive. Is that not inspiring enough? Please, a round of applause for him. So with all humility, I will call on the chairman of the occasion, Mr. Victor Eburajolo, FCIPM MNI, to come and deliver his address. Over to you, sir. Please let's clap as they come forward.
When I came in, I looked at the hall. Everybody's wearing suit. I'm the only one wearing Babarigo. But I'll tell you the story. I went to NECA's governing council meeting, and I was wearing suit. Those of you who know me, I always wear suit. And after the meeting, somebody came, one Jide Mike. He whispered to me, he said, when you have retired and at your age, you don't wear suit anymore. So from then I decided I was going to be wearing Babaniga. But I think I'm changing my mind today. I'm going back to my suit. And let me just mention, I called Biola and I said, how come both of us are picked? I as the chairman, Hani as the speaker, because he was my vice. In Magodo. although we hardly see ourselves. Let me say this to encourage everybody. If you are dedicated to your institute, whatever you are dedicated to, you see it grow. I joined CIPM in 1976, immediately after youth service, when I got my first job. And I never missed any conference until the one in Port Harcourt. And then in 2005, now, public service, a director of NSITF had to go to the UK. We were 5. And they picked me, and they knew the conference was starting the following day. So I missed, but I have become in the profession. It was nurtured by CIPM. I will not hide that. So it's always my pleasure to be available. Well, let me go into my distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In history, which is not recorded, but experienced, and to such moments. To be called upon to share this landmark occasion feels gratitude. And I mean it. Looking around the hall and acknowledging those join us virtually, 2 thoughts come to mind. First, the unwavering dedication of our members. A commitment to that stronger each day and is far to witness. Second, the timeless reminder from Peter Drucker that knowledge has to link constantly or else it vanishes. That's what we are doing today. I want it to vanish. That in essence is why establishment of CIPM Leadership Academy is an idea whose time has come. In an era of constant change, disruptions, and innovations, one thing remains constant. Continuous learning is the engine that drives excellence. People don't stop learning because they are old. Become old. They stop reading when. As HR professionals, our calling goes beyond managing people. It's to guide and to where growth never. With this academy, CIPM has demonstrated visionary leadership by creating a beacon of knowledge and excellence that of our profession. Country of this profession. Let us not be bothered that others do something good, somebody might imitate it. Let them keep imitating us, but we set the pace. I must sincerely thank our president, Ahmed Ladan Gobi of LI. Your mantra of SOAR is more than slogan. And today, with this launch, we see CIPM soaring to new heights. Permit me also to acknowledge our distinguished past president and keynote speaker, Dr. Abiola Kukwala, FCIPM, who better to lay this intellectual foundation of this academy than one who has so nobly led our institute. To the Governing Council committee members, and everyone who invested time, energy, and resources to bring this vision to life, I say well done. You have written your names in gold in the history of the Institute. To CIPM HR Leadership Academy is not merely an institution, it is a vision. Translated, it strengthens CIPM role not only as body, but as a premier platform future of people management in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. As we launch this academy, learning is an event, but a lifelong journey. To every HR professional, every leader, every management, let this be your call to never stop learning, never stop growing, and never stop soaring. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to share this moment with you, and I am excited about the bright future this academy promises for our profession and our institute. I congratulate this laudable achievement, and I look forward to the greater heights we will attain together. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, sir. All right, so one of the things that Mr. Victor mentioned is that, that we should continually do something good that someone else can imitate. That's fantastic. And I've put that down in my jotter, sir. Thank you for that beautiful word. And right about now, I'm going to call on someone. In his speech, he mentioned that this person or this leader will be laying the intellectual foundation of the academy. And sir, I must say quickly, just say a little bit. There are a couple of people that went to your residence to do an interview for the People First magazine. And then we had a new person, a new staff at CIPM. He's the brand, the PR analyst for CIPM. And he went on, and I said, how was it? He went on saying good things about you. It's so receptive. It's so accommodating. Oh, I learned a lot. That speaks of such... You're an HR leader, sir. There's a round of applause for Dr. Abiola Popola. You know, he went on and on and on. So I asked to say, okay, please, let me see the footage. Thank you so much for being here, sir. So ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the topic for today, continuous learning as a platform for HR excellence, is one of our past leaders. Not a past leader, one of our distinguished and respected CIPM past president for 2010 to 2013. If you were here, raise 2010. Online, 2010, 2013. Wow. Okay, the registrar said she was a director under you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for being receptive. I saw the way you were also relating with me and taking your pictures and all of that. Thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call on the keynote speaker to deliver the outstanding topic that we have for today. Dr. Abiola Popola, FCIPM. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the elaborate introduction. Let me just start by recognizing the chairman of this occasion to be my own president, Mr. Victor Ebrajelo, CIPM. Of course, we're here at the of the leadership of the Institute, so I recognize our most admirable presidents, Malam Ladan Kopia, FCPM FNI, our vice president, who's also the chairman of the advisory board of this academy, our national treasurer, a distinguished registrar, who happened to be Megaruto. I was the president in 2013. I see around the room distinguished members of the Institute fellows, online as well. Members of council, I recognize you. The protocol established already has been very elaborate. I want to stand on it. So please permit me to do that. Our guests as well, our guests who have come from the Lagos State government and from sister institutes, you are very welcome to this milestone occasion. When I was just sitting down there listening to the address of the president, the welcome by the registrar, the chairman of the advisory board, and then the chairman of the occasion speaking, I wonder why you asked for a keynote address. Because indeed, you know, the talk has been very well covered. And therefore, my role this morning as a keynote speaker has been made a lot easier. That is the problem you have when you have distinguished professionals, okay, speaking before you. They have taken the wind out of my sail. So all I plan to say, they have said already. But I'd just like to say that, by the way, Mr. Shegun Mojid, I'm the past president, I recognize you. Thank you for coming and thank you for being there all the time for the Institute. So my topic this morning is about continuous learning as platform for HR excellence. I have it on the screen and also have it in my laptop here. And I would like to just say that this goes without saying. I've been given just about 20 minutes to speak, but over the weekend I went to an event and I learned a very good lesson. The chairman who was asked to speak was given only 10 minutes. And he said, 10 minutes before I even recognize everybody there, my time is gone. And then he said he consulted spiritually his Father in heaven, who said, no problem, your 10 minutes is by your own watch. So when you 10 minutes on the watch, says 10 minutes, you know, so my own 10 minutes, my own 20 minutes, your 20 minutes. It may be your own 1 hour or 2 hours, but please bear with me. Talking seriously, we're here for a very important occasion. The important occasion of the launch of the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. And we're all very fortunate to be witnessing a landmark occasion. Can I ask that all of us give us a round of applause for witnessing this landmark occasion? I thought about it and I said, actually, the topic in itself is almost like an oxymoron. Continuous learning as platform for HR excellence. You cannot be excellent except you acquire knowledge continuously. And because, as the president has said earlier, the short, especially in today's world, he said 3 months to 6 months. I would say even if you don't take time every month, you need to be very much in touch with what is happening. Otherwise, you become obsolete very, very quickly. Sure. Yeah. I'm trying to play with technology. I hope it works. Okay. Excellent. So if you allow me, I'm used to speaking to slides and not reading my text. I'm sure you will allow me to do just that. So in terms of my outline, I plan to speak to this outline, a bit of introduction, and then some talk around the concept of HR excellence, and then try and create a nexus between the CIPM Academy we are launching today and HR excellence. And then I will go on to express my own desire in terms of what I want the board of this academy to consider as they progress. Wonderful launch today, but it's just a promise. And the real taste of the pudding is in the eating. So yes, our appetites have been more or less, sensitized with the launch today. But the real success of the offer today is that we deliver even higher than what has been given to us today. So once again, that's just by way of my welcome to everyone, recognizing the president, the chairman, the vice president, our fellows, and the understanding of the existing protocol. My great pleasure and honor it is. Okay, what I will do is let's avoid this. I'll go through this. Okay, I don't want to distract the audience. Okay, I'll just go through my screen here. Okay. So it's my great pleasure and honor to be here today to give this short keynote address on the landmark occasion of the launch of the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. At CIPM, they are never short of men and women of timber and caliber to be called upon for important assignments like this. Don't forget, we are actually a collection of professionals who are outstanding in their field, and therefore to call on someone to come and be speaker at this occasion, it is the easiest thing for us to do. We have so many people who could do this, so that I have been invited, Mr. President. I really want to express my thanks, and I humbly accept this role. I wish to express appreciation to the leadership of the Institute for making this academy happen today. It's a reality that has come, and we are very well positioned as CIPM to be launching an academy of this. So I was wondering that, all along as CIPM, this has always been our problem. Our problem has been in the area of regulation of child practice. And therefore, that regulation includes the movement and the empowerment of our members with knowledge and the skills they require to perform at their optimum. So the academy has come at a time that cannot be a day too soon. And as the chairman of the academic board had said earlier on, it is a thing that actually I would have expected us to do a lot earlier than now. He says that whenever you wake up is your morning. So now that we are waking up to do what we had wished to have done a long time ago, what a wonderful day we have. And I wish all of us the very best as we embark on this journey. The last time I checked, an academy refers to an institution or a center set up to provide specialized training and expert instruction in a specific area with a view to advancing knowledge and expertise in that given area. That's an academy. And then we have different types of academies. But this is the first time we are having such an academy as this focused on HR leadership in Nigeria. And I think the CIPM leadership deserves a applause for making this happen at this time. Listening to the instructor speeches, the CIPM HR Leadership Academy, I believe, is not different from the purpose of academies. They are centers of excellence where you expect people to go and be fed the latest information, latest expertise to improve on their performance in that space. So this academy has been set up as a specialized center of excellence to advance the practice and impact of HR management in Nigeria. The commitment of the academy is to deliver structured, high-quality learning experiences through professional training, certification programs, and advisory services. And the intention of the academy is to serve a wide audience of all those who seek to deepen their knowledge and broaden their skills on a continuous basis. So it's like a water hole for those who are thirsty to learn, and learn. I recommend that all of us in this room, to stop learning is to stop buying. So for as long as we are around and we are seeking to be relevant to our environment and to our context, learning is an imperative. And I recommend all of us to please take this academy. So I would like to say that all of us in this room are potential students, the candidates for from the academy being set up today. Continuous learning as platform for HR excellence. The concept of HR excellence. Now, what does HR excellence really mean? HR excellence refers to the strategic alignment of HR practices with the goals of the organization to maximize employee engagement and performance towards achieving the business success of the organization. That's excellence. Excellence is about aligning what we are doing in HR with the goals of the organization. And to the extent that we do that is the extent to which we demonstrate excellence. So it is no point as HR people being experts and our expertise does not bear impact the achievement of the goal of the organization. Where we are special as HR is that we are responsible for the most critical resource of the organization. the people resource. And therefore, the extent to which we are able to unleash the potential that the people aspect of the organization have towards achieving the goal of the organization is the extent to which we demonstrate HR excellence. So aligning the practices in HR such that the organization can benefit from the people potential of the organization. The key elements of HR excellence include strategic alignment, employee engagement, talent management, data-driven decision-making, and innovative practices. Now, these elements are what actually makes HR relevant to the business of the day. We always have this discussion around HR communities about HR at the table, HR not at the table. It's not about being at the table, it's about being an active participant and deserving to be on the table. And the way we actually earn our respects as HR professionals is when the impact we bring can be felt in the organization. When our impact can be felt in the way that the organization achieves its results. So, for example, if an HR expert was to be absent on the table of any organization, what is missed? So if you are absent and nothing is missed, then what is your relevance? So our HR excellence is about how do we deliver effectively towards the achievement of the goals of the organization. How do we do this? We do this by aligning whatever we are doing in HR to the strategic direction of the organization. We are seeing today actually is a product of that alignment. Those who are in the advisory board and in the council have thought through, if we are to achieve our mandate as CIPM, we need to have a waterhole, an academy, which is actually available to more or less serve the needs of our membership. This is a critical requirement for us to actually deliver the mandate. And that is why it is important for HR experts all the time to always consider, just reflect and say, how am I adding value? If all the value we add is in throwing policies at people, if all the value we add is in about using our office as instruments of influence negatively, then we're not adding value. The value we add is when what we do, what we set up, and our impact is felt on the bottom line of the organization. So that's HR excellence for you. How do we align HR practices to maximize employee engagement and their performance towards achieving the overall business objective of the organization? So why is HR excellence important? HR excellence actually is important because it leads to improved employee experience. Whatever we in HR do or don't do, to the extent that we improve the experience of the employee is to the extent that the employee can also deliver towards the achievement of the goal. So our role is focused on how, as I said, we unleash the latent potential of the employees of the organization. Many times in organizations, we seek to employ and recruit the best that we can get in the marketplace. The question is, having employed them, how do we make them, feel good to give of their best? How do we enhance and optimize their experience so that they feel committed to give of their best? Human beings, as we know, are sovereign entities. If we do not make them feel good about where they are, they will not give you of their best. So one key aspect of HR excellence is to the extent to which the HR practitioners are able to improve the experience of the employee in the organization so that they feel good, they feel, able to give of their best. When they feel good, that the employee experience, it enhances their engagement and it enhances their own satisfaction in that space. And that leads to increased productivity, better performance, and that helps us to be able to retain them, to be able to make use of their days. So HR excellence is all around how we make the employees, the human resources of the organization, to be able to give of their best to that organization, be it private sector, be it public sector. Okay, the critical resource of the organization all the while is the human resource. And the extent that we make them feel feel good about where they are, good in terms of conducive environment, physical environment, the psychological environment, the work environment, to the extent that they feel good about it, that is the extent to which they will give us their best. So this is where the academy that we've been doing today becomes extremely relevant and important. It is a place where HR professionals hone their duties to be able to deliver on this mandate. How does HR achieve HR excellence? How do the practitioners achieve HR excellence? How do I know that those in the organization in HR are actually striving towards excellence? It is to the extent that they do what they need to do in a systematic and in an informed manner. Okay? Any organization, you don't just go ahead and together HR policies and HR processes for the sake of it. Whatever your practice is does not stand in a vacuum. It must start with an assessment of the organization, a diagnostic. How are we here? What are we about? Where are we going? Why are we here? That is the beginning point of any professional HR approach. So creating excellence. You must start by assessing your organization. What journey are we on? Where are we on that journey? So there's what you call the HR assessments and diagnostics. You do an in-house deep dive as to where are we going? What do we need to do differently? There must be a diagnostic done by the HR leadership of the organization, determine where we are on our journey. And of course, we develop a plan, a strategic plan as to where you are headed. In this institute, we have a very important arm of the organization, which is the strategic and strategic planning and vision committee. So every organization must have a definition of where they are headed. What is our long-term goal? How do we want to achieve it? What must we do to achieve that? So that becomes the basis of crafting HR practices and policies that will support the direction of the organization. Okay? And of course, having crafted the strategy and having put in place policies and practices, then as you implement, you keep monitoring progress and checking whether you are still on track or you are not on track. Using HR metrics to track performance and adjust strategy as needed. Now, all these steps we need to undertake to place HR excellence in organizations cannot be done except the HR practitioner himself is well tutored and well schooled and very well skilled to do all these steps. And this is the nexus between HR excellence and the continuous learning. Continuous learning is like and something that comes from within you. But even the most ardent and those who are very keen to learn, if there is no forum, if there is no place to go learn, then what is the point? So the academy now has offered the HR community this working hall where we can come to acquire best-in-class training and best-in-class instructioning so that we can be at our best performance in our organizations. An academy, as I said before, is an institution set up to provide specialized training and expert instruction in a specific area. So the CIPM HR Leadership Academy is a specialized academy or school or training center, which actually focuses on the issue of upskilling and upgrading the skills of our HR leaders. And that is why this is so welcome today, because today what we find are charlatans everywhere, people who tend to be, who are not actually sound in training and in grooming. And therefore, you can only give what you have. So to the extent that many practitioners out there who are not our members, even some of our members too, who have actually not making the most of the opportunities available in CIPM, there's so much gap between what they need to know, what they need to do, and what they cannot do. So the academy offers this opportunity for of of our practitioners out there, and also leaders everywhere who wish to upgrade their people skills to come and be tutored. I would just like to, at this time, to bear my mind on what I consider as a charge to the advisory board of the academy and also to the CIPM leadership. First of all, as I said earlier, as I was said, it was a wonderful day to be here to witness the launch of this academy. And it's one that cannot have gone a day too soon. When I was thinking about this, CIPM has always been a place of learning. All our conferences, our training programs are all about enhancing the knowledge and skill of our members. So you wonder why now launch an academy? And I think our vice president has said so, that it's just to take it a step further. It's like a dedicated school which offers a systematic approach to the upgrading and upskilling of our leadership skills. So this milestone today is a wonderful milestone. But honestly, as I said, it's just a promise of what is to come. The real challenge is for us to live up to the dream that we are being for today. When you hear CIPM attached to anything, you are always thinking of excellence. Just look at the arrangement of this hall this morning. It's an excellent arrangement. I want to commend the CIPM Secretariat for this wonderful setting. Okay? It is our DNA in CIPM to do things excellently. So similarly, when people hear CIPM HR Leadership Academy, their expectations are very, very high. They are thinking of an HR version business school. And therefore, there's so much to be expected from the CIPM Academy. And I want to charge those who are on the advisory board and the CIPM leadership to please take this very, very seriously. Because all of us too, even those of us who are not so active as we used to be, we'll be watching out for how this pans out. And we'll be expecting a lot from this institute. My charge is that we keep the academy at the highest standard of operation, consistently offering highest quality of training and content and delivery. Let the curriculum of the academy reflect the needs of the marketplace. That's the other point. I would like the academy not just to be another esoteric academy, issuing out certificates and offering training just so that when people attend it, they say, oh, I've been there, just tick the box. No, we should be committed to a curriculum which actually reflects the needs of the marketplace. Okay? As the president said earlier on, the world is changing so far. We all know that the world is changing. The rate of obsolescence of knowledge and skills is very, very high. And therefore, the academy must always be in touch with the trends in the marketplace. What are the needs of the employers in the organizations? What are the needs of the marketplace? What are the needs of the practitioners? And therefore, tailor our curriculum to meet those needs. Okay? And not just about the needs of today, but the trends for the future. So it's always be future focused in the way that we design our curriculum. Don't forget that the ultimate attestation to the success of this academy is the report of the organizations who experience the loss, saying that indeed my candidate has gone here and I can see a difference in what they have learned. So it is a charge to the leadership of the CIPM to please ensure that we maintain excellent and best-in-class standards. And as I said before, nemo dat quod non habet. You cannot give what you do not have. So the instructors in the academy must be ruthlessly and painfully selected so that they can be best in class. Okay, the quality of any school or any organization depends on the offering of those who are at the top. So if I'm coming to a school, instead of learning, I would expect that the instructors there will be the best in class. And I want us to be very, very mindful of that. It's so important for us to ensure that our instructors are of the highest level possible. Let the academy focus on providing learning in areas of HR that are relevant to the emerging needs of today's workplace. Today's workplace needs are different from what used to be. Yes, we are CIPM. We've been here for a very long time. Okay, yes, but we should keep on evolving, keep on more or less reimagining that future. That's a need now. Imagine that future. And those who must reimagine the future must be the ones who are very very familiar with challenges are arising and what opportunities are there as well. So let the leadership also focus always on providing learning areas in relevant emerging needs of society. Let the sourcing of our instructors. Okay, I want to emphasize that very much. Not only people who have the knowledge, but also the people who have the experience in the marketplace, not just theoretical knowledge, because this is an academy is supposed to impact all those who come here and more or less give them the skills, the toolkits they require to face the challenges that are out there today. So that is my charge to the leadership. And I suggest that in our curriculum, design, let's think about the common trends in today's world. One of them is, of course, digital transformation. Okay, with the advancements in technology, it's time to manage data change. Okay, that's a very, very dynamic space, digital technology. So let's ensure that our curriculum reflects an aspect of digital transformation. Diversity and inclusion. We are in a really, really diverse world, not only in terms of the genders, but in terms of experience, in terms of background, in terms of nationality. So the world we are today, we must have people, leaders who are well exposed to the dynamics of diversity and inclusion so that we can have an integrated organization. Agility and resilience. Okay, our leaders in HR today must recognize the importance of adaptability to change and resilience in the face of challenges of a fast-paced world. The Gen Zs are even looking at that, becoming the ancestors now. Things are changing so fast that if your curriculum does not move at the pace of the change, you suddenly and quickly become obsolete. So for us to keep relevant, I suggest that our curriculum should focus on these new areas of focus. Leadership. Ethical leadership is critical because it actually is a silicon for engendering trust and liberty in leadership. We have seen very many failed organizations based on the issue of questionable ethical standard of the leadership. And therefore, our curriculum must reflect the importance of ethical leadership in the world today. Team dynamics, increasing focus on teamwork must be, our leaders must be skilled in how to resolve conflicts, how to encourage collaboration, and how to make team building happen. It's not just about knowing what you need to do yourself. You must be able to be mindful of how your behaviors, your interactions impact the teamness of the whole team. Workforce engagement, innovation, emotional intelligence. These are topics which are very, very germane today. And our curriculum must reflect those new areas of focus such that the academy can truly deliver its mandate. So these are my charges to the leadership of the Institute, and the issue about the nexus between continuous learning and HR excellence cannot be overemphasized. Academy provides a true watering hole for those who are committed to their own continuous development. And I trust, need CIPM for to be know them to be, the offer will be excellent from this academy. So once again, let me close by just saying congratulations to the leadership of the Institute, led by our president, for this academy today. I wish us the very best as we seek to consistently offer best-in-class training to our prospective learners who will, through their enhanced knowledge and skills, impact the performance of the organization. Let us commit to making this academy a true center of excellence. Corporate Nigeria and the public sector alike earnestly await the full manifestation of such a center as this. After all, we are CIPM, and excellence runs deep in our DNA. Let's go ahead and just do it. Thank you very much indeed for your kind attention.
Thank you, sir. I will say, wow. Thank you very much, sir, for that insightful and inspiring contributions. Yeah, it was indeed a learning. All right. All right. While our keynote speaker was speaking, the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria walked in. And that is Professor Pius Deji Olanrewaju, FCIB. Please, thank you so much for coming, sir. You know, listening to you, sir, while you were delivering your lecture, it reminds me of the word of John F. Kennedy that said that leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. So as HR leaders, we do not stand still. We keep learning, relearning, and relearning. And another thing that you also mentioned is that our academy must reinforce continuous growth to reflect the current issues and ensure that we are up to date. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful and insightful contribution. Right about now, we are going to the official launch of the HR Leadership Academy. Are we excited? Not sounding excited. So we're going to be calling on the CIPM leadership. All right, please, do you have questions for our keynote speaker? Questions and answer? Question online? All right, so while we are preparing the questions, let's go to the next section, the HR Leadership Academy, and also unveil our logo. And to do that, I'll be calling on the CIPM leadership, headed by the CIPM President, Malam Hamed Ladan Gobi, CIPM FNLI. And then I also call on our distinguished past presidents and also our permanent secretary, Mrs. Sukomi Oyegbola, FCIPM, yes, FCIPM, while we unveil the CIPM logo and then officially launch the academy. All right, so are we ready? Are we ready for the official launch and the unveiling of the logo? We are combining the two together. All right, so the unveiling will be done by the chairman of the occasion, Mr. Victor Ibura Jolosa. You will be aiding us in launching the academy, on unveiling the logo, and then the CIPM leadership will join in, and also our keynote speaker, Dr. Abiola Popola, will also join in, as well as the representative of as well as the permanent secretary for the Public Service Office, Mrs. Sukomi Oyegbola, FCIPM, and the president of the CIPM, Professor Pius, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN. Yeah, please, representative of ICANN, Dr. Kingsley Ayonze, and Mr. Ayobami Abusogo, ACIPM. All right.
Okay. Please join me as I unveil this. Thank you. Well, I am not surprised that we're doing this today. I say this because if you have been following the progress in the Institute has been from year to year, we've always been moving upwards. And it's not going to stop with this. We'll keep moving on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, sir. So we are good. Now the CIPM HR Leadership Academy is officially launched. A round of applause. Thank you, Registrar, for helping me with that one. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you to the representative and the CIPM leadership. Thank you so much. So right about now, because we're trying to manage time, I will call on Dr. Olumuyiwa Dayo CIPM to give us the academic overview and the strategic vision of the academy. So he will launch us into what the HR Academy is about. Okay, and officially, introduce us to the academy. Thank you, sir.
The chairman of today's occasion, I'd like to specially recognize you and to specially recognize our president on whose wings we have been able to soar today and to stand on the established protocol for today's occasion. I want to join my chairman, the chairman of the advisory board, to set out the drums so that we can roll. Madam Chairman, the band is downstairs. In case you don't see them, they are angelic. In case you don't see them. It's on your behalf, on behalf of the entire HR advisory board, that I want to show to us here today the overview of the academy and what the academy stands to share. As I listen to our keynote speaker, I started to say to myself, your spirit has entered into us as we started to prepare. Some of the things that you have charged us to do, we are going to begin to express them across all of the things I'm going to be sharing very shortly. And so can I please ask you all of you online and those in the room, to please pay attention to what we're sharing today. For us, we believe that we are in an era marked by rapid business transformation, and HR must now step up, not simply as administrators, and I think my chairman was saying that earlier on, that we're not just going to remain as administrators or just staying at the administrative engine. We're also not going to stay as operational architects. We are moving on to become development partners and strategic partners. These are our prime focus areas as we go into this HR Leadership Academy. Who are we? Again, like you said, Mr. Speaker, we're a center of excellence, and we're going to be dedicated to providing top tier HR education, certification, and advisory services using very structured learning. Again, it's not going to be your run-in-the-mill kind of learning experience that we're going to have. It's something very different, and it's going to be digital also. We're going to leverage on technology to ensure that those who are not even physically here today, because today CIPM now has branches across the world. Maybe the only place we are not now, the continent has just been found. And Mr. President has promised that before the end of the year, we will go and launch a branch in that place. Do I have your word, sir? We are going. Our vision as an academy is to be the leading institution for advancing HR excellence. Key word that our speaker also mentioned today. Through education, research, and innovation in HR management. Our key mission is to offer cutting-edge training, certifications, and thought leadership. I think one of the critical challenges we have today as we practice HR in Nigeria is that there's a dearth of thought leaders. Many of the ideas that we churn out today, we import. And many of them are not easily implementable here because, our environment is different. And we hope that this academy will birth the emergence of great thought leaders. That is what the Academy is about. Emergence of thought leaders, those who will be specialists in the areas that change needs to happen for us. Enough of importation. Let's start building up, ground up for ourselves. That's our mission. Let me now tell you who we want to serve. My chairman already mentioned it when she came up here to speak. We're going to be serving early career starters. And so for the Gen Zs, those who believe that what's in the future for us in HR, we've got you covered. We're also going to be talking to the mid-level career professionals, those who think, okay, I'm not really there. And at this point, many of us, we lose our professionals. Because the moment people come into the career, the profession, and they cannot find what's ahead, they leave. And so we are serving those people as well in the academy. Then those who have become seniors, senior HR professionals, we also have got you covered in all our offerings. And those who are executives who sit at the management level, we also have offerings for you. And maybe you think you're done at the senior level. For those of us who serve at the board level, the academy is also poised to support you. Because it's not enough for HR professionals to sit at the board. We want to add value when we sit on the board. And that's why this spectrum of audience are the people that the academy will be serving. Now, what are our offerings? What are our offerings? We're going to be having short courses, micro-learning short courses in cohorts. And the idea of cohorts is such that we can have small communities of people learning. We don't want large classes as the case is. We want something that is very nimble, integrated, so that the people who learn can engage with themselves and draw value maximally. So short courses will be happening, sometimes 3 days, sometimes 5 days, just to ensure that the learning is integrated and deep enough. We're going to be having workshops. And I think one of the critical challenges that we have as HR professionals is that we know what we cannot do. For example, how many HR professionals can design a payroll ground up without asking for template? Can you help me not block the people, okay? Without having to ask for template. How many HR professionals can drop a training budget or a HR budget without asking for template from finance? With due respect to ICANN and CIPM. You know, without having to do that. So we believe that there should be hands-on engagement. How do you design training programs? How do you conduct training needs analysis? How do you do your HR metrics and dashboard? How do you really even do interviews? There'll be simulation sessions, and that's why we have the workshops. So the academy is going beyond just standing before the audience, having an instructor-led session on workshop sessions where roll up your sleeves and let's design together. How do we design competency frameworks that we use today? That's what you'll find in the academy. We'll also have what we call the communities of practice. A few months ago, a few council meetings ago, our president launched the CIPM communities of practice. And any moment from now, you begin to see specialized communities gathering in practice areas where we want to start to emerge, raise thought leaders. So these communities of practice will be emerging from here, such that people who are practicing in performance management, you have your community. Those who are in L&D will have their community. Those who are in HR strategy will have their community. That's what this academy is about to birth for you. We already have the council's approval to run with this already. The fourth area is specialist certification. Madam PS, man, I'm not going to call you the name I know they call you. Should I call you? Just so you know, Suki. I'm not worried to say that, but one of my friends is your friend, and it should just call me, Mofelori Suki. I say, hey, who's Suki? And then that will call you. I'm sure you'll be delighted to know that the council has also approved for us a specialist certification for the public sector. So beyond running specialist certifications in L&D, in performance management, those two are ready right now, and people are already registering for them. Exams are in December for those specialist certifications. Photographers, can you just not come forward? Eh? So the specialist certifications are running, but we have specially crafted one for public sector. So public sector, so that, because the people in private sector learn HR, yes, but the practice of HR in the public sector is a different ballgame entirely. And so we are glad that you're here, so that as we bring our letters to you, inviting you you will also find a place for expression for your people. It's not just specialist certification for all of the practice areas, but one that is domain specific, industry specific for the public sector. For this specialist certification right now, we're taking applications already for L&D, learning and development, and performance management. We're also taking applications for compensation and benefits. Let me especially thank Mr. Innocent Osege. He sat on one of those validation committees for some of these learnings. Mr. Osege, thank you very much for your support. Many weeks, many hours of designing curriculum. Today we are launching, but many months of work have gone behind the scenes, and so we thank you. We have boot camps coming up. Boot camps, particularly for early professionals. We will take you away 1 week and take you into some immersion so that you can learn, we can groom, we can raise the people. We're going to have that also as part of the academy. There'll be boot camps, either for early career professionals, mid-career, as the case may be. And these boot camps will enable us to stay away from work, stay away from the hustle and bustle of life, and see how we can really provide value to the people in a very separated place. You know, sometimes we are told that our master will rise up a great while before the day and go into solitude. So there's some things that come out from solitude, which we believe that the boot camp will do for those who come into our academy. The final thing we want to do is not to become local champions. Sir, you said earlier on, Mr. Chairman, that if you do something great, other people will imitate you. We also realize that for us to do something great, we possibly need to see where greatness is also being expressed across the world. And so this academy will be running what we call global consciousness programs in partnership with institutions across the nations of the world, where we'll go there and sit with them and learn best practices, things that have made HR practice tick in those places. For example, we'll possibly go to the civil service in the UK and go with Ms. Oyebola and her team and say, let's learn here. We are here for 1 week to learn how HR, personnel management is done in this area. Those global consciousness programs are also part of our offerings. These are the 6 programs, pillars for the academy. And if you have thought deeply, there is something there for you, isn't it? There is something there for you. What they want to achieve with this? It starts with using adaptive learning models. We're going to be offering flexibility across different learning styles and career stages. We're going to be giving certifications that is built on academic strength and professional relevance. When our keynote speaker was speaking, he said to us, he said, whatever you're offering must be relevant at the time. And so one of the things that we're doing across this journey is to have deep specialization built on academic strength and professional relevance. Can I please tell this audience today that our institute is not just one that has a training department or a learning and consulting arm. We also have a HR educators network where all HR educators across all our higher learning institutions are forming together. So today, if you're looking for all the HR educators in Nigeria, those who teach and research HR in all our institutions, CIPM has a forum for all of them. And if there's anyone that is on this call today with us that is not a member of that forum, you're missing out. Because very soon, grants will be given for further research, grants to be done. We have our journals already that we publish from that place. And we'll be leaning on them for some of these things that we're doing here. The third part of our journey is collaboration and thought leadership. Through our communities of practice and our global exposure, our global consciousness programs, the Academy will be cultivating both local and global HR networks. These we have begun to do. We have already started to sign some MOUs. We're already in partnership with CIPD for research. We're already in partnership with CIPM HR Canada, and research is part of the things that we're going to be doing together. And the Academy will be the eye of the Institute to leverage on those partnerships to deliver value to the members. Finally, we know at the end of the day, we want to have a structured pathway for professionals at all levels. The talent pipeline must be rich so that the future is preserved. The talent pipeline must be rich so that the future is preserved. This will give us leverage. This is the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. What is our value proposition to all the people who will be joining us? For the learners, you will gain specialized competencies, recognize certifications. If you are in doubt as to the value of CIPM certification, go and ask CIPD. If you are in doubt as to the value of the CIPM certification, go and ask CPHR Canada. If you are in doubt, go and ask those whose emails we have not responded to because our lineup is busy. They are calling us. And I saw the CE's email recently. The CE said, sorry, this meeting, we cannot have it for 30 minutes. We need more than that. We are not begging anymore. They are queuing up to us. And I'm not saying this as mouthing it. There is proof. There is proof that what you carry as CIPM has value. The world is coming, and we cannot afford to take the back seat. This is a clarion call to anyone who is not yet on this ship. We are going now. We are going. In fact, we have left the ship, my president, sir. The jet has just arrived, and we are moving. For organizations who are here and those who are represented here, you're going to have access to strategic HR talent. You're going to have innovatory advisory from us because there's a research hub that will be delivering cutting-edge research outcomes for you. There will be employee development ecosystems because as the people come together, you have access to the communities of practice. You'll be able to draw value from all of those places. And for the HR professional in Nigeria, this is our promise to you. You're going to have a strengthened professional identity. A strengthened professional identity, leadership excellence. We're not just going to be on the menu. In fact, we're not just going to be on the table. We are the table. Because everything will rise on the people. Ultimately, we want to ensure that the HR profession is transformed as anchored in innovation. What then will be the next steps for you now that we have launched the academy? The first thing I'm asking you to do is to register now. CIPMnigeria.org. Go on now and register. We have started to take applications for the specialist certification. Exams are in December. Don't you want to be one of the pioneer students or pioneer specialists in L&D and performance management? There is no better time to be a pioneer other than to start when they start. Any other thing after they have started, you are one of the former students. Pioneer student is once and for all. Mr. President from CIBN, we welcome you to be our pioneer student. All right, so there will be specialist certifications that you can start to register for. Go online. You can now register for our short courses. You're going to also register for our workshops. If you go online now, our programs are now being updated. Classes start for the short courses and workshops in Q2 of 2026. The second thing we want you to do is to connect. Today, before you leave this room, for those of you who are here physically, you'll be able to interact with our learning delivery partners, P4PE, led by Mr. Joel Omeke. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. And HCP, led by Mr. Innocent Osege, they're also here. They are our learning delivery partners. They will be delivering learning for areas where we are going to be examining. For areas where CIPM cannot deliver learning because they are the ones examining for certification, our learning delivery partners will be doing that on our behalf. And they are here, and I'm sure some of your members are also online to attend to inquiries from those online. Connect with them. That's the second thing I'm asking you to do. The third is to commit. It's not enough to have an intention. Commit. Register now. Register now. Commit. Just make your payments to secure your slot. The class sizes are going to be nimble. 15 cohorts. After 15, you are going to next set. And if next set comes and you are late again, next set, and next set, and next set. So the time to take action is when? Now. Grab your offer now. Why offer last? But the last thing I want you to do for us, the last thing I want you to do for us is tell other people. Go tell it on the mountains that the CIPM HR Leadership Academy has landed. And we have taken off with our 6 pillars of offerings. And I'm sure you will join us. If you want to have more information with us, we have our contact. For those of you online, you can just take a snapshot of this. But if you go online, you see on our website, all of these details are there. The team running the back end, led by Mr. John Mote, indefatigable, like the president called him, and the rest of the learning team at the back end there. Thank you guys very much. The details are here. Please reach out to us. We have said that we'll take all your calls, excluding weekends and public holidays. But see, is a flight. There's no public holiday for planes when they fly. So call us any day, anytime. We'll pick as long as we are not sleeping. Can I just say that this is the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. It is not just a learning platform. Like my chairman said when she started to speak, it's a movement. It's a movement. It's a catalyst for transforming HR into a strategic force in Nigeria. And I want to thank you very much for being part of this milestone. Thank you. That's my friend there. Thank you with me. I'll now hand over back to Esther, hoping that I've done a good job to whetting your appetite on what the Academy offers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before you leave, someone asked online that can undergraduates apply for this academy?
Of course.
All right, so please talk to Dr. Lumuyiwa. And they all kept saying, go tell it to the mountains. We will tell it all. It's very interactive online. Okay, so while he was speaking, we one of our elected council member walked in, Mr. Sean Olabode Badiru, MCIPM. Please stand for recognition. We also have the former Vice President of CIPM, Mr. Henry Onuapo, MCIPM online. We also have the branch chairman of Delta, Mrs. Tega Olowowunwa, MCIPM. We have the Abuja branch chairman, Mr. Daniel Afolabi, MCIPM. We have Lagos State branch chairman, Mrs. Adenike Adeyelu, FCIPM. We also have the branch chairman of the United States of America. Yes, we have a branch in the US. Pastor Gabriel Olukitibi, FCIPM. We also have the branch chairman of Rivers here, Mrs. Catherine Kadiri, ACIPM. And we also have the electoral chairman, Mr. Henry Awodele, FCIPM. I also saw online the permanent secretary for Lagos State Ministry of Establishments and Training, Mrs. Olubusola Abidakun, MCIPM. Thank you all for joining us. And to the over 200 virtual attendees, we see you. Keep the chat box interactive. Thank you all for being here. So right about now, we are going to the goodwill messages, and we're going to be calling on some of our distinguished guests and also our learning partners. To start this, I'm going to call on the permanent secretary for Public Service Office, Mrs. Oh my God, Mrs. Sukomi Oyebola, SCIPM. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much. The President and Chairman of Council, Madam Lad and Gobil, the past presidents here, maximum respect. Permit me to stand on the well-established protocols. All I wanted to say is like Muiwa stole my notes. But I must say that this is coming at a very auspicious time, really. Because, I mean, it couldn't have come sooner. Because leadership training is key to sustainable development and excellence. And you know, I come from the state public service known as the most vibrant in sub-Saharan Africa. No apologies. Like I always say, this is Lagos, Center of Excellence. So when our keynote speaker said that excellence is our DNA, I said, yes, talking about us, Lagos State Public Service. It is in our DNA. So I was going to say that just about 2 weeks ago, you know, because in Lagos State, we are very big on capacity building. We don't joke with that. And then in the HR ecosystem, because that's the people, the cadre I manage, there's this gap that we have noticed, and it was getting worrisome for me. And just about 2 weeks ago, we took 120 directors to ASCON for what you might call a boot camp, because they were there in Badagry, and I was there with them in Badagry for the 2 weeks. We had 2 batches, 60 per batch. You know, if we had this is what we would have done. But now we have it, and it's not it, because I was just, you know, taking it copiously, saying this is what we want to do. This is where we want to be. And I'm glad, because I also said that we want tailor-made courses, you know, for us. I wrote it down before the keynote speaker mentioned it, and we also mentioned it. I'm so glad that this is coming up, because really we want something that will speak to our own environment. Yes, we all do HR, but like you noted, HR in the public service is just another ball game. So we want something that is tailored to our needs. And I'm glad that this is. So I want to assure you that on behalf of the head of service, whom I'm representing, Mr. Olabode Shoaib Agoro, we are going to join, we are collaborators in this. This is a vision that we are also, we're also very proud of. We are going to be having a lot of our officers come for workshops, certifications, boot camps, all the works. Thank you very much for this, because for us in Lagos State, I always say that excellence is not a destination. For me, it is not. It is a journey. And then, we push our limits in Lagos State public service. So when you attain what you think is excellence, we are moving. So the jet, we move. Like the Gen Zs will say, we move. We are moving. So thank you very much. So I want to assure you that we'll be, getting in touch with Muiwa and the team. I want to thank the president, for this vision. I believe that yes, indeed, you're going to be delivering a lot of values through this. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Ma. Excellence, I can see a lot of excellence in that speech. And truly, Lagos State is a center of excellence. Please, thank you for your commitment, Ma. We also have online the branch chairman of Kogi State, Mr. Daniel Makozakuso, CIPM, and the Cross River branch chairman, Mrs. Adiola Ogunyaki, CIPM. So another distinguished leader will be delivering his goodwill message. And I have all the honor to call on the CIBM president, Miss Dr. Professor, oh my God, that's what I aspire to be. Professor Pius Online. It's not easy to be a professor. Thank you for coming, sir.
Our dear president, who is doing a great thing today, Malam Ahmed Ladan Gobi, good to be here in person, and I thank God I'm here today. Permit me to recognize a man I met some years ago when I was still a toddler, and I know he would be surprised that the small boy that was working in the biz department, the finance department of Aprint, is now a professor. That's our leader, Mr. Ebura Jolo. Good to have you, sir. The mere fact is a challenge for our generation. It's a challenge for our generation that a man who was relevant in the 80s is still relevant today. If you can be called upon. You appreciate your life. We thank you. I also want to recognize the immediate past president of this great institute, my very good friend and classmate. We were at the University of Lagos together, and we did the MSc in Industrial Relations and Personnel Management. So when somebody was saying I should come for certification, I said, this is partly my home. Yes. So, but certification is also very good. I'm not detesting it. I will see what I can do to make sure that I get a certificate from this place. So it's a real privilege, being in this program. I came from another program, and anytime the issue of education is mentioned in CIBN, as the 23rd president and chairman of council, I make sure that I don't take it for granted. And I'm thanking God that I did not take this for granted. If there is any time we need knowledge in this country today, it is now. It is now. Because I believe in that great saying of Aristotle. He said, education, knowledge, is a defense in the time of adversity. We are actually in the time of adversity, and we need to upgrade our knowledge. And you need to go into, but many of us use some boards. You find out you are looking for somebody with a particular skill set. You will search and search and search and search, and in most cases, you just put anybody there because that skill set that is needed is not there. And that's why we are commending the president and the other members of his council for this initiative. It's in tandem. Only the deep can cut into the deep. Is in Abeokuta, where we are about doing the same thing you are doing. Because we realize that we have been talking that people are, one japa. Then, if the people are going, I believe we sat down, we carried out a research that if people are traveling abroad, they have a reason to travel. Travel is also part of education. What can we do for those people we are saying they are not employable? And that is why I thank that man who came the other time. Please, you have to incorporate those people in the ground where education is really being given. I'm a lecturer in the university, and I know that apart from my own university that I can beat my chest for, many universities today, they are just glorified secondary schools. The truth of the matter is that strike is always first. Great thing, hold on to it. And it's when that man was challenging me, I was just saying that it's like I was reading my mind that I will find the time to come and do a certification there. It doesn't remove anything from me. It's going to be a value addition to me because I've come to realize that knowledge is never stagnant. You know, the orthodoxies of yesteryears, they are the heresies of today. And if for you to be able to meet up, you just have to continue to upgrade your knowledge and everything. And I can assure you, before I finish my tenure as the president, so that I can assure you that I will do one certification in this place. So that is it. My admonition has been well captured by the keynote speaker. Thank you, sir, for high erudition that was displayed. But there is an item I want to add to it, which is also one of the major problems we have in our ecosystem, and that's the issue of ethics. We want the certification to be an holistic certification, where we are talking of competence, we are talking of ethics. Because it will bring brilliant people. A lot of brilliant sharp people are in Nigeria today who are fraud. Yes. So we must do something. In this program, there must be element of ethics that is incorporated into every certification so that people don't just come here and get the certificate and be blowing grammar all over, whereas they lack credibility. So it's because when all is done, what remains will be the ethics, being able to face the truth, being able to face the challenge, and you realize that we talk of 3 F's of leadership, which is very key, for us to be fair, for us to be firm, for us to be fearless. It takes an ethical person, to do this. So on behalf of my great institute, I want to thank you immensely for inviting us to witness this great occasion. I can assure you that the future is bright for CIPM. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, the future is bright for CIPM. Thank you so much, sir. And I also took the part that knowledge and education are powerful too, but when they are combined with continuous learning, they become a platform for greatness and excellence. Thank you, sir. I'm hoping to see you at the HR Academy. For those online, if you have inquiries regarding the CIPM HR Leadership Academy, kindly email us at hracademy@cipmnigeria.org. Right about now, I'm going to call on the representatives of the Institutes of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. I will start with Dr. Kingsley Ayonzia, FCA. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you, sir.
Chairman of Council, Madam Ladan Gobe, Chairman of HR Advisory Board, Mrs. Chidima Obiechizi, of CIPM, the Chairman of Education, Abadabi, Mr. Victor, the special guest of honor who delivered the keynote address, Dr. Yola of CIPM. With your kind permission, I want to rest on the already established protocol. I'm standing in for the accountant of Nigeria, Malam Haruna Ma Yaya, and I thank you so much. The 61st president had planned to be here in person
of this special ceremony because he's someone who loves knowledge. Anything that has to do with the academy, knowledge imparting, he does not joke with. But circumstances beyond his control made it a little bit difficult for him to listen. In spite of that, he has asked a powerful delegation comprising of the supervisory director from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, who is here with me, Mr. Ayobami Abusandu, is here with me. And my humble self, Dr. Kinkley Ayojo, who happens to be a member of the Governing Council. Sincerely bring warm greetings and felicitation to the entire CIPM family. I have here with me to give a message. She asked me to read on his behalf. Now read. The message by Malam Haruna Mayahaya, MNI, the 65th President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. This dedication by the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management HR Leadership Academy launch on this day, Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. I am indeed delighted this occasion, the launch of the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. This initiative speaks directly to Nigeria's urgent need for strong institutions, visionary leadership, future-ready professionals who will drive sustainable national development. Joker reminds us management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. By establishing this academy, CIPM is building that Nigerian future depends on leaders who will not manage effectively, but and integrity. I don't celebrate literally was at the official launch of the CIPM Leadership Academy. This launch is more than a ceremonial event. It is a transformative moment for HR practice and for national development. The Academy is already HR leaders. Strong HR system to remain the backbone of public service efficiency and organizational success. As a specialized center of excellence, the Academy will serve for innovation, continuous learning, strategic upskilling that will shape the future of work here in Nigeria and even indeed beyond. Mega trends underscore this urgency. The world significant reskilling by the year 2025. Now, therefore, a support function, rather, it is the strategic driver of sustainability, competitiveness, and national progress. Nigeria's reform when veteran leadership sparked economic turnaround remains a vivid example of leadership and human capacity transform the nation. For nearly 6 decades, CIPM has set the gold standard in HR practice. Can we clap ourselves? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. With this academy, you are not only doing that legacy, but also making a bold statement that HR leadership is central to nation building, institutional resilience, and economic transformation. And we resonate deeply with these values: integrity, professionalism, and continuous learning. We proudly associate with CIPM. We stand ready to support this initiative. Leaders who will shape institutions, empower the people, and redefine leadership as a calling, not just a position. Congratulations once again on this historic milestone. May the CIPM Leadership Academy flourish. May it inspire generations of leaders yet to come. Malam, Haruna, Mayaya, MNI, PhD, FCA, 63rd President of ICANN. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that, the delivery of the ICANN President goodwill message. We are really honored. So right about now, we are going to call on the founder of P4PE Institute, Mr. Joel Omeke, to deliver his goodwill message. P4P is one of our learning delivery partners. So please, a round of applause for Mr. Joel Omeke. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished leaders here present, I am not the type that is very, very official with respect to protocols. However, I honor the presence of our past leaders of this particular institute. We are currently riding on the back of what you have built for us. And we thank very much the leadership of the current institute at this point in time for all they have put in place for this wonderful, not just occasion, but the Leadership Academy that its time has arrived. One reason that people have concerns with CIPM is that it is mostly membership and association driven. But today, by the birth of the HR Leadership Academy, we are no longer just a membership or an association. We are a center of development that will give people an opportunity to transform their career, their organization, and eventually the country. And of course, by means of this, it will extend beyond other institutions and other places. We are particularly happy at P4P Institute that we are given the opportunity to partner with CIPM in order to assist with ensuring that individuals who they test are truly certified and they understand and they've gone through what is required for them to be able to achieve in this particular area. It is not just about the knowledge. We are looking for people who could transform. We are looking for individuals who said no to the old practice of HR. We are looking for individuals who strongly believe that there is more that a HR unit and function in organizations can give. We are no longer support. We are now the leaders within the organization that support the executives to take the right decision in order to achieve results in the organizations. And we believe that this new program is going to give us the opportunity to rethink why we are here, why we support the organization in those particular areas. Thank you again for this opportunity, and you have our support as we progress into the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. May I also use this opportunity to invite us to the largest HR event in Africa that is happening on October 27th to 30th. I have the CIPM president here, and I trust CIPM will be fully represented at the conference. He said yes. Please, a round of applause for the CIPM president. And ICANN, bond due. Oh my God, Mr. President, sir. ICANN said bond due. CIBM says don't do. So we're hoping to see you at the conference. Oh my God. Right, but now I'm happy to call on the next partner. Let me call on one of our learning delivery partner, HCP, Mr. Innocent Osege, FCIPM. They're also coming for the conference too, sir. Is that automatic? Thank you, sir.
So, good afternoon, distinguished leaders here seated. I'm quite delighted when I see our very senior fellows showing interest in the Institute's programs. And of course, that tells us that you have us in mind and you've not moved away. I want to thank the president of ICANN and every other president of a professional association that is here seated. We truly appreciate your being here. My colleague has already spoken, and I think he's spoken on our behalf, the behalf of all the partners on this program. I would not want to repeat what he has said. The only thing I want to say is that this institute has really come to stay. And of course, this institute going places. The advent of this academy is one of the things that is really going to give us much more of the visibility, credibility, and validity that this institute has been known for. I want to appreciate CIPM for the initiative and of course for bringing everyone on board. On behalf of all the partners, I would want to pledge support, and I also want to let you know that we will take this assignment as our very own. We will do the best to preserve the integrity of the program. We will do all our best to deliver quality. We'll do our best to ensure that we have resource persons that are right on point. And I want to believe that anyone that goes through this certification program, you can stand anywhere in the world to defend the certificate that this institute will be given to anyone. So on this note, ladies and gentlemen, we say thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm in a gathering of fellows, FCI, FCIPM, FCIB, FCA. Okay, I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get there. So right about now, we're going to do the vote of thanks, and that will be taken by the National Treasurer of our great institute, Mrs. Ogochukwu Egbono, FCIPM. Over to you, ma. Please, a round of applause for our National Treasurer. Thank you.
I hope this is not lost but found. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Has it really been a beautiful day? In fact, you can see I'm smiling so much. I'm sure the HQ staff will be wondering why she's smiling so much. You understand now? Eh? You all understand? You know why you understand? Because of Muyiwa will now rest. Finally, God have rescued you from the hands of this woman that has been troubling you. Sincerely, we want to appreciate God. It's just God that has made it possible. You see, it's a different thing to have a vision. But when that vision is not, when there's no person to carry that vision is as good as not what? Existing. We just return our praise to God that have made today possible. That's finally the HR Academy, Leadership Academy has been launched and is also taking off, not just ordinarily. We are taking off on a very good note. I wouldn't want to take our time, but we want to appreciate everyone that has come together to make this occasion worth it. To our amiable president, with the SOA agenda. The man that has the vision, whenever the vision comes, he wants every one of us, we run with him. Thank you so much for the visionary leadership. We appreciate you. Don't take it for granted. And thank you to all the members of the leadership team for the great work that God has enabled us to do together. And to our woman that you don't see the thing, she knows how to see it. And how she sees it, we don't even understand. Because you read that same thing with her, but how she saw that thing, you will not understand. Our vice president and the vice chairman of the governing council, they, but these great are there. I recall this started, I think, when she was the speak leader, sometimes like that. She brought it up and she followed through. It's a different thing. You could share your vision with somebody and it will be thrown out. In the council, you can throw things out and throw it in again. You throw it out, you throw it in. And yes. But she made sure that she had the conviction that there is something in terms of CIPM, having a leadership, a HR academy. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I recall that day when our past president said that thing to us when we went to visit him, and the man just dropped that thing. No, it was like, is it that this man is not appreciating what we are saying? But it was food for thought. Food for what? Food for thought. And we're still looking forward to those things. Thank you, everyone that have made this gathering a success. To our amiable chairman and the chairman of this occasion, we can't get used to him. We cannot get what? We can't get used to him. Sir, we highly esteem your presence with us. Thank you for being a strong support, not just to this leadership, to all the past leadership, to our keynote speaker and our special guest of honor, Dr. Bola Kpokpola, FCIPM. Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure you will not remember when they said he was the president from 2010 to 2013. And some Esther said, how many of you were members of CIPM? Then I raised up my hand. You know why I raised up my hand? I recall Dr. Bola Kpokpola, as the president, then came to witness when this small girl was the chairman of the annual lecture luncheon of Lagos Mainland chapter then, that was held at Mainland Hotel. And he asked me, he said, how did you gather all these press people together when they were doing it? I said, I don't know, but that vision, you just poured me up that day and you said you can still do better. I don't know if those things have brought us. I never knew, but thank you so much for those inspiring words and what you did today. And I will also not go further, but to say thank you, the HR Leadership Academy board, the advisory board. Thank you with all the members that are there with you, that have driven this vision. We appreciate you. And there's this particular committee of council, they worked relentlessly. The Professional Development and Learning Committee. Thank you so much. Ably led by Senior Henry Onukuba, SCIPM. You and your 21-member team, we appreciate you. You've made us proud. And you're still making us proud because we know there's somewhere else too. You're faking us. Thank you, our learning partners. We appreciate you. NEWO, HCP, P4P. Thank you for joining the collaborations you have actually and the commitments you have made to be with us. And to know other people, our CIBM president that came here to join us, thank you, sir. We appreciate you. The representative of ICANN president and the other members that came with him, please, we appreciate you so much. And our young mama, we call her Sisi Suki. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. Thank you for Lagos State has always been a partner to CIPM in whatever. You've been a source of encouragement to us. We appreciate you. And we cannot afford but to thank our, we push. We just keep pushing them. And I'm still going to push them after this meeting because they need to make this gathering. They need to start making, when I see the 10 kobo, I will know they've worked. Is it not? They've delivered 40%. The remaining 60% is the money. And there's no other people. The people that operationalize these ideas that we bring about our HQ team, ably led by our registrar. Please, can you clap for them? You know, we push them, me, I know I push, and I'm still going to push because the money has to come. Thank you so much. Yes, her face will change. Just leave it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your team. We appreciate the deputy registrar, all the directors. We know you people are doing well. And no, here is Mr. Muyiwa, Dr. Muyiwa. We appreciate you. We know you're really a blessing to us in CIPM. We take you for granted. Thank you for the good work. Continue to do more. And John and his team, the learning team. Where's Mr. John? At least when I came, I told him what numbers will we start with. John, you know, it's a deal. Give 200. Let's start with 200. Thank you so much for everyone that gathered, that came here this afternoon to make this occasion what it is. We appreciate you. And to find others, you know, 208 we have here with us. Thank you so much, all the members of the council that joined us, and every other person from wherever you joined us from. We appreciate you. Without you, this gathering would not have made so much meaning. We appreciate you. Thank you once again. And please do enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished partners and representatives present here, thank you for being on this journey with me. And now we have reached our final destination. But before we go to our various All right. So before we go to our various, we love to capture this historic moment together. And right about now is the group photograph. And
by the permission of the president, I'd like to specially say that at the conference, the 57th ICE, holding in Abuja this October, there is going to be a foundation to be laid for the CIPM HR Leadership Academy. And that foundation will be a panel session on the recent tax reforms. And so that conversation will hold. After that conversation, we will then come back to have a workshop on how you can implement the details of that tax reform in your own organization. So as we start today, it's important, because the president has asked us to say this to you, come for the conference in October, get the meat. Then when you come in November, we're going to have that workshop hands-on so we can then put to work the things that we have learned. So you are hereby invited to the conference and furthermore to the workshop. That's the first workshop for the academy in November on the implementation of the tax reforms. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. So for further inquiries on the CIPM HR Leadership Academy, you can email us at hracademy@cipmnigeria.org. I also want to use this opportunity to invite you to the largest HR event in Africa, which will host over 3,000 HR professionals and over 1,000 virtual delegates. Right about now, it's time for us to capture this historic. Okay, 4,000. No one does it like CIPM. 4,000 physical delegates and 1,000 virtual delegates. And we hold the title of holding the largest HR event in Africa. And it's going to hold at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center from October 27 to 30th, 2025. And there we will lay the foundation of the HR Academy. Right about now, we'd love to capture this historic moment together. And I would like to call on the CIPM leadership and the president of CIBN, the past presidents of CIPM, to take this picture. So we're doing it after the CIBN president, they will call on the HICAN representative, and then we'll call on our learning delivery partners. Oh. All right. Yes, one thing we'll move it. Sir. Okay, okay. All right. Should we use the back? All right. While we are waiting, we just want to go outside so we can use the backdrop of the HR Academy, so that will give it. Yes. Yes. they're showing those online, they complain that you launched the logo that they didn't see. So you can tell them that they can. That's all right, we're showing the logo to our virtual attendees. That's the logo of the HR Leadership Academy. Yes, so that's the logo. Please don't go yet. We will still take the national anthem. Please don't go yet. All right, please don't go yet.
How are you? Okay, that's good.
The permanent secretary for the Public Service Office. All right. Want to be so that it won't be too long. We'll be cutting. Yes. So it's okay this way. Yeah, it's okay. So that's fine.
Let the elders do their thing.
Okay, like this. Okay, all right. Can you be able to capture? Would you be able to capture? Why is this? Can you be able to capture them? Can you be able to capture?
Let's get back. Let's come back. They said, can you capture us?
Can you capture us? Can I join? Capture them. So I can represent if you can join now. It will capture everyone. Okay. Okay.
You want to go? Camera. Okay.
All right. So we have the CIPM leadership and the learning partners. The learning partners. Learning partners, HCP, P4PE. Don't go yet. After this picture, we'll take national anthem. The learning partners are with the CIPM leadership. Learning partners, please don't go yet. Please don't go yet. Until we take. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Okay. Please, the leadership, the CIPM leadership and past presidents should just stay put. Why will keep changing? Thank you. All right. The learning partners can join in now. CIPM leadership and past presidents, please just stay. The CIPM leadership and past presidents, so learning delivery partners, please don't go yet. Please don't go yet. Oh. Okay. We did understand. Okay, yeah. Please take the picture. Yeah. Please, I just take the. Okay. Okay. The CIPM learning team, please get ready so that I can quickly join. CIPM learning team. Please get ready. You are coming in now. All CIPM learning team. Oh, yeah. Team. Top team. Top team. Top team. Please, let's be fast. The CIPM top team, please join the leadership. Yeah. Please, past presidents, please don't go. Where are the past presidents? Top team, let's take the pictures.
Join them. Before they are smiling with the there. Okay. Go. Come on. Okay.
That's the end of
Okay, the advisory board. CIPM advisory board. CIPM Academy advisory board. Where are they? Where are the advisory board? Gio is there. Gio is here, sir. Thank you. That's the national anthem. No. The national anthem, then we'll start with our media interview after the national anthem. National anthem. The last stanza. National anthem. Then we start with the media interview after the national anthem. Thank you all so much. Thank you to our virtual attendees. God bless you. It's time for the media interview. Thank you.